All right. It's your boy E-Dub. We back at it again. Like, share, subscribe. Motherfucker, that's tapping in. You know what it is. This is what we do all day, every day. Podcasters. They got a few bars.
Sessions, we having sessions, we locked in, you better tap in. Sessions, we having sessions, we locked in, you better tap in. Sessions, we having sessions, we locked in, you better tap in. Podcasting, having fun, tapping in, one-on-ones, interviews, having fun, telling stories on the run, doing your thing in the booth, letting the world see you the truth. Like, share, subscribe, and comment too. Now that's tapping in with the Sessions crew. Ring that bell for notifications. Spotify is $2.99. You drop a dime to support this grind. Sessions, we having sessions, we locked in, you better tap in. Sessions, we having sessions, we locked in, you better tap in. Sessions, we having sessions, we locked in, you better tap in. Podcasting, having fun, tapping in, one-on-ones. Sessions, we having sessions, we locked in, you better tap in. Hey. Welcome back to another episode of Sessions QC, the hottest podcast in the quad. Thank you for joining me on this live right now. I want to say, man, for all those tuning in, man, everywhere, your boy's got a deep subject we've been discussing on the last couple of times. So today, in this PTSD series of prisoners, we're discussing prison time, the endless loop. Please forgive me, because this one is kind of touchy for me, because I got a couple of case subjects that I looked up, and it's vital. You know what I'm saying? This information is vital. I'm glad that we can have these real talks, man. Right now, I'm a little nervous for some reason. I have not been this nervous since I shot the very first episode of Sessions QC. I promise you. So, oh man, I gotta fix my connection to my Instagram page. It's not loading up, but we'll do that later. I want to welcome you to Sessions QC, where real people, real life experiences, where we explore real life experiences and social issues. I'm sorry, man. You know I'm reading off the teleprompter right now. I done upgraded this shit, but I'm sorry for being funny, but this shit is really taking effect on me. Today's topic, we're going to introduce the psychological effects of long-term incarceration and how life behind bars often feels like Groundhog's Day. I mean, I know you watched that movie Groundhog's Day with was that Jim Belushi, and he was going through the thing. Every day he had to do something to try to figure out to get the day to carry on. At first he started it was fun. Not saying the prison is fun, but in this movie, Jim Belushi kept doing it, and he got tired of the monotonous of this stuff, and then he, you know what I'm saying? So you're gonna either work on yourself, or you're just gonna continue to get better, and that's why I akin it to Groundhog's Day. So the repetitive nature of prison life. I'm sorry, this shit is really tight. Anyway, the repetitive nature of prison life, man. You wake up, probably breakfast time is about 4:30, starts about 4:30, 5 o'clock. You know what I'm saying? You go to breakfast. If they're not bringing it to you, you lock back into your cell for a second, or if you like it was when I first got to certain joints, you had a morning yard after breakfast, or one right before breakfast. Man, it's just, man, you got your breakfast, your lockdown, your out, day room time, shower phone, lockdown, lunch, lockdown, back day room, shower time, lockdown, dinner, back to the cell house, mail call, lockdown, you know what I'm saying? If you don't come out, so keep in mind that this is a daily thing. You're doing this. So, and everything just feels like the days feel like they're long and short at the same time. Like, you know, sometimes when you think back when you was a kid, how the years seemed to fly by. You know what I'm saying? You was always like, man, like, but sometimes they used to seem like they was longer. I apologize. The years seem longer. It's like summertime seemed like it lasted forever. And then as you get older, it seems like the year fly by. Like you're like, damn man, did I even pay all of these bills for this year? And we already into a new year with a new set of bills going on. Now keep this in mind with prison, whereas the years start feeling long. I remember when I was doing time, bro. I got to 3 years in, and I mean, it felt like I had been locked up forever. And I realized, fuck, I got 22 more of these years to go. So this is not, you know what I'm saying? That shit gets unbearable. So into this day, we're gonna talk about Otis Johnson. He was incarcerated in 1970 at the age of 25 and released in 2014 at the age of 69. Man, that is crazy to go in the 70s and to come home in the 2000s. You said how weird that is? Here I am. I went into the 90s and came out in the 2000s. I'm like, damn, this man did what, 44 years? He described living in prison as the same day over and over for decades. He said, man, I did this day over and over. And that's how I felt. I was doing the day over and over and over, man. And shit just never ended. Whether it was you got security today, you know, you banging, you gang bang, you got security, it's your security detail. You got your, yeah, man, this shit is monotonous. And then you trying to keep your life together, man, to protect everything that you have. You know what I'm saying? He talked about the shop stepping into a world that had completely changed. Okay, I know this for personal experience, bro. I came home. I had never. The cell phones was bricks, damn near. The Star Trek phone hadn't even came up when I got locked up. So I come home. I'm at the bus station at Champaign, Illinois. I'm at the train bus station, getting ready to take the train, getting off the train to take the bus home. And there was pay phones around, and there was this guy in there. You could tell he knew I was fresh out of the joint. Man, he asked me did I want to make a phone call. I was too embarrassed to even tell the man I didn't know how to use a cell phone. I'm like, I just talked to my peoples. I use the pay phone, man. I was too embarrassed to even tell the person I couldn't even find. You know what I'm saying? The courage to say that, bro. And can you imagine somebody getting locked up in the 70s? It wasn't even such thing as a cell phone. Fuck, you was still listening to 8-track tapes, man. And you know what I'm saying? Cassette tapes had to even take over. 45s, man. He got locked up at the time, man. That's wild, bro. And they make us do all this time. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta realize that when a person doing time in prison, reality is warped. So this is another thing that's driving onto this PSTD. The reality of life is warped. I swear for God, bro. My struggle is I viewed my little sisters as babies all the way until I came home. And I knew these little girls that grew up, man. I mean, I'm still seeing them in my mind, in my dreams. Every time you have a dream, this is how psychological your dreams is. In your dreams, you know these people are grown as fuck in your dreams, but yet you still see them as that age that you have them less to that, man. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is warped, and you know what I'm saying? It's trying to wrap itself around being in a place that no human was really meant to live in. You know what I'm saying, man? In a 6x9 cell, bro, with 2 to 3 maybe. You know what I'm saying? People that man, that shit is wild, man. Your whole psyche starts to change up, man, and you start losing it. Some people lose it to the point that they never come back from it. You know what I'm saying? So we got Otis Johnson. He did 44 years, man, and he was warped. You know what I'm saying? And me, I did 25 fucking years, bro. You don't think my senses is warped, son, man? I know they are. And a lot of people don't get that, man, and we have to deal with this shit. And sometimes the only people that we can talk to about it are those who've been through similar struggles, bro. You know what I'm saying? And we so far apart that conversation is just over the phone. And in Texas, like I say, man, it was a bunch of good guys that I met at that time, man, and we still are connected, man, and we still say what's up to each other, man. So we got to keep that in mind, man. Prison warps us. You know what I'm saying? With Otis Johnson, as we talk about him and his last little things, he talking about how he had to relearn basic life skills, crossing the street in a world full of fast-moving cars. And man, that man did a lot of time, man, and to come home to see the world change. You know, 10 years the system changed, the world changes on us, man. We upgraded or downgraded. You know what I'm saying? So in 10 years, your system is changed. So this man did 4 decades behind bars to come home to a world he didn't even know. You only seen it on the idiot box. That's what they call it in prison. They say prison idiot box. You know what I'm saying? Took over and we got dumber. And so this guy probably his coping mechanisms couldn't survival tactics. You know what I'm saying? To keep our sanity. We all figure out a routine. Exercise, religious faith. I've seen a lot of guys turn to religion, and that's a touchy subject with me as well. Because religion did help me throughout my bit. I'm not gonna lie, but it seems like since I've been home, I have lost my faith. I have lost a lot of stuff that kept me sane, and it's only through my family helping me to stay strong and focused that I'm able to maintain. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta realize that some people get into the law. You know what I'm saying? Start studying their case, not only theirs but those of others, and start doing this. You know what I'm saying? That helps them. You got writing. I started writing. I wrote poetry for the longest. You know, even wrote a story called "Tell the Two Cities." I may release it one day, but I may not. I may have to go back in there and recheck it out. You know what I'm saying? But bro, these are all mental escapes. You know what you do in prison? You sit around talking about what if. What if I'd have did this different? What if? It's a lot of what ifs in life, man. And sometimes those what ifs, you can start telling yourself. A lot of people start believing the stuff that they tell themselves. You know what I'm saying? Their mind is so warped that they start believing that what they're saying or what they done thought they done been through, because these senses and everything is, you're being desensitized to violence and other shit. You're being used as guinea pigs and test subjects on drugs and shit that, you know what I'm saying, they're trying to put off to the masses. You know what I'm saying? Your food your food is being played with. They're putting shit in the food to try to keep you from getting bigger, or to estrogen and you know what I'm saying, trying to take the testosterone out of men, trying to feminine. It's a lot of weird shit to try to keep the attitudes down that they do to our foods and all types of shit, man, that they get away with, and we our only hopes of fighting back is joining forces, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, man, so then you got to deal with life after a long prison sentence. You know what I'm saying? And with that, we're gonna go into this next study that, you know what I'm saying, we want to talk about. This case is close to home to me, man, and this is my cousin, and R.I.P. Blue Black. Everybody who knows him, man. So when I typed this in today, this case study was like, man, this is the one. You know what I'm saying? So, with Blue Black, or Anthony Gay, let's call him by his real name, Anthony Gay. He was arrested for minor offenses in the 1990s. His sentence spiraled due to self-harm and behavioral infractions. Now, he spent 22 years in solitary confinement behind this stuff, trying to get help for the trauma that he was fighting, and for whatever mental disorders that he may have had due to incarceration. Now, I remember hearing the stories like, man, the first thing they find out where you from. Man, such and such, such and such. It always comes, Blue Black. Man, yeah, he got like 100 years in SIG, bro. This was the stories that, you know what I'm saying, man, and the stuff that he was doing to get attention, to get out of solitary confinement. Do you know what it's like to spend 22 years inside a hole? I mean, think about this. They got you in a cell that's smaller than the 6x9 cell now, and here you are, devoid of human contact of all sorts. If you get a visit, they take you on a visit so fucking shackled up, and then shackle you into the. If they let you see the people, get close to your people where your family could touch you, or you sitting behind a glass where you can't even get, and that's even if they allow you to have visitors, bro. So imagine this: the only contact you got with somebody is a staff that you feel is fucking with your food, that you feel is doing this, doing this, other, whatever it is to you, denying you your phone time, denying you your hour, or because in SIG you get an hour, but they combine it all in one day. So now you think they playing with your rec, they think you playing with all types of shit. So now all you do is you start attacking them and yourself. You know what I'm saying? And cuz turned a lot of his stuff inward. You know what I'm saying? He said the wall started talking to him, and I understand that. I felt that in segregation. Time was blurred. Days, months, and years became indistinguishable. I felt that. So his mechanism was to mutilate. Mine, I got religion. I was high a lot. I was drinking. I was making hooch. I was doing everything, working out, going to the yard, car, school. It was education and religion that helped me. But because in about year 2000, I stopped smoking weed. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't making hooch anymore, and that was then. But now, as everybody know, I am the sessions man. You know what I'm saying? But that is another form of me dealing with this PTSD that I don't know how to cope with. I've never seeked any help or anything. You know what I'm saying? I should. I know I should. We all know it. Looking at that mirror, you know what I'm saying? We tend not to, you know what I'm saying? It's easier to tell a motherfucker else, somebody else what to do, rather we want to do it. You know what I'm saying? So these long-term effects of institutionalization, that's where a person feels comfortable at home. And I knew, guys, I was walking the yard one time. Right before I came home, I'm walking the yard, and I hear these young guys talking. Now I'm the old guy, you know what I'm saying? I hear these young guys talking. Yeah, man, I don't know why he do what he do. He ain't built for this. This ain't da-da-da-da. And I'm sitting around thinking, that's when the realization came to me, like, damn, who's built to live in these cages, man? You know what I'm saying? What human mind is built to be torn down and not built back up? And that's it, man. That stuff, the island of Dr. Moreau, this shit is real, bro. You know what I'm saying? So we know that this shit changed Anthony's brain. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff he said, he felt like a time traveler. You know what I'm saying? From the past. You know what I'm saying? We gotta, he struggled to function. He came home and was locked back up. You know what I'm saying? Off of some stuff. The mistakes, and he still never got all the help that he rightfully needed. But he was reaching out to help others. That was the thing. Cuz was doing everything he could to help others, and he wrote his book, and he was speaking on tours, and yet they felt that he was such a danger to society and to himself that they locked him back up, and this time he didn't make it home. You know what I'm saying? That's fucked up. He didn't make it home, man. I mean, I'm grateful I made it home, but my experience and others' experiences is different, man. Some people make it home and still never make it home. You know what I'm saying? Because they never got the help that they needed. So we got to think about this, man. Anthony struggled to cope. Otis Johnson, he focused on meditation. Anthony used self-harm. Otis used exercise. Anthony, you know what I'm saying? His route offered no escape. He didn't see we call it light at the end of the tunnel. He didn't see any light at the end of his tunnel. Otis saw light at the end of his tunnels. You know what I'm saying? So this stuff is deep, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people don't get that, man. And we are stuck here, you know what I'm saying, to reintegrate. Our families are stuck with reintegration of us, man. You know what they give us? The state of Illinois is a motherfucker. They give us $10 after they buy you your bus ticket, give you $10 and all your stuff until you make it. Don't come back. Ain't that some shit? Our senses is overloaded. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I don't be wanting to take up too much of your time. I'm going to expand this series and bring in other people so that they could tell their stories. You know what I'm saying? We're going to tell the real of prison and stop glorifying all the BS out, man. I was the man in there. I was this. You know what I'm saying? It was days that they struggled because when that mail call came and their name wasn't called, boy, you could see the change in attitudes, Jack. Or they got on that phone and couldn't make that call. You could see the change in attitudes and that stuff. That's where family come in at in this PTSD conversation. You know what I'm saying? So please, if you know someone is locked up, I'm not telling you to bit with them. I'm just saying make sure you reach out every now and then to make sure that they're okay, man. I don't do such a good job at it. I try to, but I don't want to be lost. You know what I'm saying? If I stay stuck back there, how will I ever survive out here, man? You know what I'm saying? So, we gotta learn about prison reform and mental health resources and help our people, man. We all need it, man. For whatever reason they are incarcerated, they do need that help. We also gotta, you know what I'm saying, support organizations working to help formerly incarcerated individuals to reintegrate. I got a partner by the name of Johnny Page. He works with a lot of He works with that reentry programs. I'm trying to think of my brother name in the program that he does. I would be. I don't want to say the name and call out a wrong program, but keep in mind Johnny Page. He does his thing. I'm sorry, brothers, if it's forgetting, if it's slipping right now, because I want to talk about more, but I will be reaching out to everybody, man. So keep in mind that this series of PTSD and prisoners is going to keep going, man. We're going to keep growing, and if anybody, want to tap in, you're welcome to tap in. I still haven't got the learning how to operate the chats and stuff, man. So thank you for bearing with me, you know what I'm saying, and listening to me for these few minutes. I gave y'all 20 minutes of my time, and you gave me 20 minutes of yours. I truly appreciate it, man. Sessions QC, the hottest podcast in the quad. Remember, tap the fuck in with your friends in jail, man. They need your help.